Hey everybody, welcome to my latest YouTube Vertical Live. Thank you so much for being here in the coming minutes. Thank you so much for watching and listening this later on. And a big thanks to everyone who is first time viewer on my channel. If you'd like, please consider checking out my other content. Leave a like on this, on other videos, and consider subscribing. If you can do that, that would be amazing. This YouTube Vertical Live from my ongoing series All Things Gaming is about the biggest game right now that has been recently released, and that's of course Battlefield 6 by EA Games, the latest installment in the Battlefield series, which is doing really well in terms of its numbers and the number of people playing it, but also in terms of the critical response and what people are generally talking about it and what the critics are saying about the game. Now, this broadcast will be all about the same game, the same franchise, and I would love to hear what you think about it. I first have to say I didn't try out the game. I just know stuff about it during the development phase, how it was promoted and presented to the gaming public, and the recent results that it's had over the last weekend, which are pretty solid and I think above most expectations. But still, of course, we're in the early days of the same game. So what does the title actually present that is different? Well, it has a clear competitor, which is of course the Call of Duty series, and I think a lot of decisions and a lot of thought process behind the new game came about due to the fact that its creators basically said, hey, let's try and figure out something that is not Call of Duty and does not feel like a Call of Duty title. On the other hand, the previous Battlefield game that came out several years ago was really badly received, and it was also a big and direct wake-up call for everyone working on the game to kind of figure out, hey, we should change something here because the things that we're seeing right now are not giving us any solid results, and more importantly, they are not providing us with an insight to and related to the stuff that's working and that is not working. The result of that was Battlefield Labs, an initiative that was trying to kind of place the focus back on the viewers, back on the gamers, and of course the spectators who are just watching matches, and asking them a simple question: what is working, what isn't working, and how we can change that. That was a really smart move by the Battlefield team because it allowed them to start gathering information. The information they got was first related to the loadout. A lot of people were super unhappy how the loadout and the class system worked, so there are changes to that. Secondly, there was a lot of tweaks related to the gunplay, the whole process of kind of being in the game, and maybe that is kind of the biggest change compared to the Call of Duty, as far as I understand it, the fact that they managed to move Battlefield back to that feeling of actually being in a massive armed conflict. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. I'm talking, and hopefully we are going to talk about the new Battlefield game, what you think about it, what's your take on it, and I would love to hear from anyone who played it so far. What are your opinions so far? So thanks for being here. This sense of being in a battle is something that is ironically the thing that actually first managed to push through the original Call of Duty. Because if you remember, the original games from the Call of Duty series actually did place the players, although in a single player setting. In that process, the feel, the whole vibe of being just one of the soldiers in a complete maelstrom of the war, chaos, suffering, death, and destruction, but you as an individual surrounded by all these other players. In the case of original Call of Duty games, which are basically bots, it was a single player game, you have to find a way out to survive. Back then there was a big kind of World War II competition when it comes to games. You also had your Medal of Honor and other games, but Call of Duty managed to kind of rise through all that noise and get to a place where it became more or less synonymous with war-based first-person shooters. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. I just saw that the concurrent number of viewers jumped up. Thanks for being here. My name is Ivica. For a first-time viewer, I talk about all things gaming, and in this case we're talking about Battlefield 6 What are your opinions, thoughts, and takes on it? And especially if you already tried it, I would love to hear from you as well. In the new Battlefield 6, that sense of being in an armed conflict, being in a massive warlike situation clearly resonated very well with the players. At the same time, the factor that you could destroy a lot of the environments and this whole factor of destructible environment also played very well in the same sense. I get a feeling that people were missing that, and that people who enjoy FPS games set in a warlike environment enjoyed this promise of being just a grunt that is dropped into a complete chaos of a urban modern war. That is likely working hand in hand with the success of the game so far, but it's not its only reason why it managed to attract so much attention. Like I said, Battlefield Labs is a big part of it because the long and protracted playthrough sessions clearly gave the developers a lot of useful information. Hey everyone, again, big thanks for being here. Again, I see that the concurrent viewer number just dropped up. My name is Ivica, glad to have you around. We're talking about Battlefield 6 and what are your opinions about it. If you managed to play the game, if you got a chance to try it out, please let me know in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel if you're into all things gaming like this YouTube Vertical Live series is all about. The combo of those two things, that sense of war, that sense of being in a warlike situation, and that improvement, gradual improvement of many things, including the loadout and how the loadout system works, where you now basically can interchange, either have a loadout that is defined by your class or have any loadout you like, is important. Hey, Konik YT, yo to you as well, great to see you. You're asking me kako sam, which is Serbian or Serbo-Croatian or ex-Yugoslavian, for how are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing really great. Odlično sam. Hope you're doing well as well. Glad to have you around on the stream. If you did manage to check out or play Battlefield 6, which is today's topic, please let me know. How will the game perform? Well, that's an open question. EA had enormous ambitions related to the long-term performance of the same title. I saw some projections that they hoped and optimistically believed to be possible to rise the number of players in the Battlefield community to over 100 million. Now that is an insane number. The same number would take at least a year or more to get real, to become a reality, even if the game is really successful, even if it has a lot of traction, even if it manages to basically more or less steal some of the players who are enjoying Call of Duty and other titles. But clearly EA Games has a lot of faith in the upcoming game, or the recently released game, which is again Battlefield 6. Koenig TV asks, Koenig YT, not TV, YT asks, by the way, have you started maybe on Geometry Dash Creator? No, I didn't, but that is a great kind of segue into another big element of the Battlefield 6 success and the reason why so many in EA Games, I'm guessing top level executives, have so much faith in the game. It features a UGC, user generated content element to it. It will allow people to create maps in it. Hey, dobroveče, someone says, good evening to you too as well. Again, a local phrase. Great to have you around. Unfortunately, I cannot tell what your name is, but feel free to let me know. I cannot read. I'm guessing that's Chinese script, if I'm not mistaken. And thanks to you too for joining me. Thanks to everyone for joining me. We're talking about Battlefield 6 and its ongoing to me, it's looking like prolonged potential for success. So it's the Battlefield 6 release and how it performed. Someone says her name is Katarina, but it is on Chinese. Hey, Catherine. Katarina, great to have you around. Glad that you could join us. And thanks for everyone else who just joined in. We're talking about Battlefield 6. My name is Ivica. If you're a first-time viewer, don't forget to check out the rest of my content. Possibly leave a like on this video, on this broadcast, and possibly leave a sub on my channel if you're into video games. That element, which is the user-generated content in Battlefield, has the long-term potential. It has a potential of people getting into the games, becoming creators in Battlefield lab system of UGC, and then not just improving upon the present mechanics, but also expanding into other options. König asks, Okivica, can I talk on Yugoslavian? There's no one here who is speaking English. Well, we're pretty sure there is. And after all, this video is going to be watched by people who are watching my channel, which are predominantly global audience based. But it's great to have you here. Katrina also says that she has the same earbuds. That's awesome. These are awesome. They've been very useful for a very long time. We have now a discussion in the comment section related to Yugoslavian stuff and our regional, let's call it Western Balkan stuff. But what does not have anything to do with that is Battlefield 6 labs and UGC content. Everyone is chasing the UGC kind of dream right now. The Call of Duty games are most likely going to get their Rockstar Rome module or mode that will allow for UGC content. Other games will expand into the process of creating UGC content as well. And this is going to be a reality for all games. It looks like Battlefield is jumping into it immediately. So those factors are likely going to come together and produce something that is a potential for a long-term success. However, the main element right now is how well the developers answer to the process of understanding the feedback from the creators or from the players, in this case of the main game, later on from the creators of the UGC space, and how well and how fast can they kind of import it into the game, nerf stuff, balance out stuff. Already we're seeing that type of shotgun is getting widely used in the game in Battlefield 6. It's most likely OP, and this process of nerfing and balancing stuff out will determine the short-term success of Battlefield after a few weeks or a month or two has passed, and whether or not this will get the chance to kind of get a true space, a true position for Battlefield to become actually a prolonged competitor to Call of Duty. There's a big discussion in the comment section about Serbia, Croatia, Bosnia, and whatnot. I'm based in the Republic of Serbia. I'm broadcasting from the city of Novi Sad. But of course, yeah, I'm doing this in English because all of us know English. All of us speak, of course, in the comment section, at least one more language, but the audience itself is global. Hey, Ilya, great to see you around. Thanks for joining this broadcast. We're talking about Battlefield 6. Thanks everyone for being here actually. And ultimately, do I think that Battlefield 6 is going to find long-term success? I have no clue. The main issue right now, whether or not, like I said, is the developers can, and in my view, should figure out how to respond, continue responding to enormous player feedback. Don't forget the concurrent the current player number of Battlefield 6 over the weekend was 75,000, or no, 750,000 actually. That's the actual number, and that's a massive amount of data. Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. We're talking about Battlefield 6. We're at the 13, the number of concurrent viewers right now. That is my previous record. If we go over it, you're going to help me today to break that record. I would really love to see that. So everyone, please, in the comment section, leave a like on this broadcast. And hopefully in the few minutes remaining, we can get that record broken and you can help me with that. So hopefully in the next minute or two, we'll see the concurrent number of viewers jump to 14 and over, and that would be amazing to see. Battlefield Labs, EA, the developers, all of them have to pool now, get together, crunch those numbers, get the data, get the feedback, get the info that they're coming from all over, being that so many players are playing it now, and try to improve stuff immediately. It's really hard, it's really difficult, it has some risks, some improvements may make things worse, some nerfs might be undesirable, some of them might be kind of a complete waste of time, but they need to happen. Otherwise, the game will not be able to keep the number of players growing. And right now, the number of growing players is necessary to continue for Battlefield 6, especially going into the holiday season. Otherwise, the game will simply plateau and gradually drop off, even with new content coming most likely in a month or two, even with additional changes and updates and DLCs and whatnot coming next year. It has to move really fast. Otherwise, it's going to remain on this level of success. So I see that in the comment section, a lot of you are leaving, and that's cool because right now we're ending this stream as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for matching at one point the old concurrent record. Clearly, we have different numbers. The numbers that I'm seeing, the numbers you're seeing are slightly different. We were at 13 at some point. Maybe it was lower, but we'll see later on. Next broadcast could have a larger chance of breaking that record. But thanks to you for being here. If you're first time viewer, thanks a lot. If you can subscribe. Otherwise, have a great day. Enjoy your games. Enjoy Battlefield 6 if you're playing it. And I'll see you on my next broadcast. Thanks to you all in the comment section. Koenig YT, I have to end now. Sorry, but thanks for being here once again. Thanks for being active in the comment section. Have a great day. Have loads of fun in your gaming adventures. And I'll see you on my next YouTube Vertical Live All Things Gaming series. Until next time, bye bye.